people still think in terms of the old paradigm, but operate in the new paradigm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see people talking about that all the time, and it's like all people we know saying, like, oh, Spotify is bullshit because Spotify needs to pay more for the streams and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's kind of like an old school way of thinking about it, because the old school way is the people that are distributing you, like the record labels, should be paying you, like, a decent amount.
Yeah.
But the fact is, like, you don't have to be on Spotify.
No, not at all.
Like, there's other ways to do it. So, if you wanted to, you could only put out music on Bandcamp. And so that you make the money on it, right?
Exactly.
But nobody does that. Like, you're making a choice to put your shit on Spotify because you know you could potentially get more people listening to it on Spotify.
Right. So is it like a music thing or is it a fame thing? That's where I think the artists kind of, you know what I mean? Do you want the fame or do you want to be an artist? You know?
Interesting.
Yeah, because to me, Spotify is the same as, I know it's not the exact same, but as a listener, it's the same as me playing a song on the radio over and over again, or hearing it on the radio over and over again. Or back in the day when I was a kid, when we used to actually just tape from the radio. Like, oh my God, my favorite song is on. We would have something set on play and record when I was like 7, 8. You know, it was set on play and record, and all you had to do was press the pause button for it to like just start recording, because you knew the song was going to come on and you didn't want to miss it this time around. Like, you know, so I've got that on tape. I'm not selling it to anybody, but I can blast it in my car. I could blast it at a party, and you shouldn't be suing me for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if I pay,
what do you mean? You're taking money out of my children's mouth.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm paying Spotify $9.99 a month, just like how I bought my radio for $100 and something, then I should be able to stream away. Like, you know?
That's interesting. I didn't really think about it like that.
It's very interesting.
I just thought about it like you're opting in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have, there's so many ways to get your stuff out there nowadays. Mm-hmm. You don't have to deal with Spotify if you don't want to. If you're like, hey, I'm only on Tidal.
Right.
Fuck it. Why not? You could do it if you want.
That's
but you're
true.
making a choice to put yourself on Spotify, so I don't think you could be mad that they don't pay you what you want to get paid from streams.
Yeah, it's how they run their stuff. Like, you know, it's your music on Spotify is yours and theirs. It's no longer really yours. Like, you know, unfortunately. Well, I don't want to say unfortunately, because you, like you said, you opt in. Like, you choose to do that. You know?
Yeah. It's just such a weird, like, it's such a great time to be an artist, but I feel like a lot of artists don't really appreciate the moment right now.
Yeah.
Like, so many people that, like, we know that we met from, you know, open mics in New York City doing things. Like, I tried to explain to them that, like, the video of the show can go so much further than the show itself. And people don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like, well, take us for example. Like, our last show at Parkside, how many people were there? Like 20 people?
Right.
It wasn't like a really big amount of people. It wasn't a huge show.
No, not at all. And it was a small venue, and it was like a good, just a decent amount of people that were there.
Yeah, and then we put the video on YouTube, and it has over 1,000 views in a week. So it's like, you can reach so many more people with the internet than just that old school thinking of just like, I need to play every single night in front of people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you can do international on YouTube too. Like, we've got patrons and viewers from all over the world, and we love to see that. Like, you know, greetings guys from blah 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 from here. And blah 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 is an actual place. You got to go visit there sometimes.
I can't wait to go on vacation there.
Oh my gosh, it's dope.
Oh, it's my favorite. the beaches in blah blah blah. Chef's kiss. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is just kind of like a big rant about everything, but it's like, you gotta, like, if you're an artist, like, you gotta use the internet.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry, I thought you were going for
No, I was listening.
yeah. I just feel like it's there, and like, it's really easy to be like, oh well, you know, again, like Halsey was saying, I just want to make music. I don't want to deal with all this other shit. It's like, well, you can't win if you don't play the game. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you got to do some of this shit. But then also, it's like, people have always had to do shit they didn't want to do.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like you, how many old interviews with like really big like artists from back in the day, like a Zappa or Prince or something, or even like Kurt Cobain, they're doing an interview and it's like they clearly don't want to fucking be at this interview.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But they're playing the game.
Exactly. And what about, like, going to every single radio station in the country and saying the same thing? Hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. And when I'm in blah, 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 I listen to blah, blah, blah. Like, that's another artist that we love, blah, blah, blah.
I like blah, blah, blah and the blah, blah, blahs. They're my favorite up-and-coming band.
Yeah, tons of stuff, like, that you have to do that you don't want to do as an artist. So get into it. Get in the pool and just do it.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, people if anybody actually listens to this, I just want to say, if you're an artist, just embrace the time. Like, don't fight against it. Like, I see people that have been like, oh, well, I wish more people were musicians and not content creators. And I'm like, well, first of all, music is content.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? And second of all, you sound like when the internet came out, you're just like, oh, well, no, that's never going to replace CDs. That's what you sound like. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you fighting the times? Like, things are not going to go back to the way that it was.
No, I don't think so at all.
But I don't know.
Think about like Van Halen. Imagine if Van Halen came out right now, like with David Lee. Think about how many karate kicks he could show us on his Instagram. That'd be awesome.
I wish he would do that now.
Right?
Every day a different David Lee martial art. Today is jiu-jitsu with David Lee Roth.
You know
Tomorrow's
what I mean?
Taekwondo.
And if Eddie came on every day and showed us something he was kind of working on, like, you know what I mean? That'd be awesome. Oh, I'm doing a live at blah, blah, blah. I loved, it was like during COVID, Bad Bunny, it was like winter time. And Bad Bunny got on his live. He was in Puerto Rico. He was in his plaid pajama bottoms and a t-shirt with fuzzy slippers, and he was in his living room, and everybody's just there just watching him listen to music and talk and answer. It was great.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I'm for it.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, people, like, you got to figure out how to use the internet to your advantage, because it can be such a huge advantage. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. Like, just the time that we live in is wild. I mean, literally, like, 30 years ago, the idea of being able to put out a song yourself that anywhere in the world could hear, it crazy. Like, if you were to say that to someone, it would be like, what are you smoking?
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
Whatever you're on, I want some of it.
Yeah, there's actually an R&B artist called Normani. She was part of the Fifth Harmony, and like she hasn't been putting out a lot of content on the internet, and her fans are really upset about that. Like they're like, oh, well, why don't you put out music? Why don't you let us know on the internet if you're putting out music? Where are you? What are you like? They're like upset about it, and it seems like she doesn't like to be on the internet that much, but she's like losing. I don't want to say she's losing fans. I think she's losing loyalty. Like, because she's not like in their face all the time and stuff like that, which is kind of crazy, but that's how it goes.
This actually just reminded me of something we were talking about when we did the Tame Impala podcast. It's like most of the time, like people want to hear good music, obviously, but they also want to be invested in like who's making it. Yeah. Like, they want to know who you are. Like, it's very rare nowadays that your music could just be so fucking good that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think those privacy things like, Prince and like how Michael Jackson was, how they kind of, well, I don't know if Michael Jackson, if he really had the internet now, I don't know if I think he'd be a little bit of a showboat. But I feel like,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Like, especially if he had the controls. Hey, guys, it's Michael. Like, it would be, like, all the time.
Check out this new dance move.
But I feel like people like Prince would definitely have a hard time if he were that type coming out now and he just wanted to, like, make music and, be super private and not talk to you too much. That would be an issue. And, like, even, like, people like Beyonce, like, I don't follow her, but when I go to her Instagram, whenever I hear that she's in the news, I go to her Instagram and she puts constant, I mean, I don't know if she runs her own, but she puts content on a lot. She's not coming to you and talking, but she's posing in a new outfit. She's out with Jay-Z. I don't think she posts the kids a lot, maybe like when they were little, but like consistently she has to put out content too, but you never see her do an interview. You rarely see her do one. Like, when's the last time you really saw her sit down and do an interview? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
She makes like her own movies, like The Homecoming became like a little movie. She makes like, she lets you into her life, but she doesn't like come and talk to you all the time, but she still keeps everybody fed. You know what I mean? In terms of like her fans, like, you know, they're not starving and waiting for her.
Throw them a few crumbs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's funny. Oh, let me read a comment real quick.
I love this one.
James Sharp, if you're still here, James Sharp says Frank Zappa came up with streaming in 1993.
Yeah.
Do you mind elaborating on that a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Right on time. Here
right.
He is.
Yeah. Let's post it so people could see it.
He says Frank Zappa pioneered music streaming in 1993. He tried to put his music on a wire so people could listen on the other end. Unfortunately, he didn't have the bandwidth to realize it. Are you talking about like when you had 2 tin cans with the string? You're just like, hey, can you hear my song? Damn. Wait,
or is this like a wire, like a like FBI Morse code wire?
Wait. Say something to me in Morse code. Oh, that was fire! Is that what he was doing? Wait. If he did that, and didn't he die in '93? So he was like sick as fuck when he was doing that.
Wow.
Damn, what a fucking dedicated guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I got to get this out. That's right, Frank.